Hi there! Sensei Victoria Whitfield here from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter. And this is the second video in the series on how to love yourself. Practical ways to practice loving yourself. So I was talking to my spirit guides on how we are to approach this week's topic, because what they told me that I need to discuss with you just is interesting, to say the least. So my heart is open, my mind is open, and I would just ask that you keep your hearts and minds open as well as we talk about how it takes guts to love yourself. And what we're talking about is not just the phrase being gutsy, but I mean your guts. We need to improve your relationship with your intestines, your stomach, and your colon. And that is what the energy is asking me to talk to you about this week. Studies have shown that when a person is thinking stressful thoughts or intense thoughts, even if they're not stressful, and they're hooked up to the machine, there is activity, electrical activity going on in the brain, as well as in the abdomen, in the intestines. So your lower brain is very real and very active, and it is in your guts. So when you get those gut feelings, they are literally coming from an extension of your mind. Your mind, your energy, the thing that which you think and act with is not just right here or right here. It is your full body. But we want to really get you in touch with your lower brain, which is located in your guts. Energetically, we get gut feelings of, oh, this is a bad decision. I shouldn't make this, or, oh, I have a good feeling. Like I have a hunch, right? There's this sense that's another part of your energetic brain, by the way. Up here, the traps area, you have a hunch. That'll be another week, but we're focusing on the guts in particular. Often we think of our intestines and associate it with elimination and dirtiness. There's Old English saying is when you would go to the bathroom for elimination, it was called to make dirt, and that's really spread through our language to make us think that, our intestines, our guts are gross, they're disgusting, they're things that we shouldn't love. Who in the world would love their intestines? What the energy is saying is that you need to love your whole body. Your whole body. Too many times, empathic, energetic, light workers, healers, artists, creative types, people who are sensitive, highly spiritual, feeling, loving people stuff themselves. And we've covered this in previous love letters, but I'm going to get a little bit more specific this time. You stuff your emotions down. I've had a history of emotional stuffing with food, right? Comfort foods that make you feel safe. Or things that fill you up so that you feel full and there's no sense of emptiness. I mean physical emptiness as well as emotional and spiritual emptiness. Food can occupy that space. Often the foods that we tend to gravitate towards are that for the purposes of comforting ourselves with lack fiber. Celery or broccoli isn't really a comfort food for most people. It's mac and cheese, ribs, right? Ice cream, chocolate, cheese, just lots of non-fibrous foods. Bacon. We don't want to turn this into like a food porn list, but I know that you're already salivating as I'm starting to list all these different delicious foods, candies, different things like that, alcohol. The foods that and drinks that we comfort ourselves with tend to lack fiber. And if you're in a particularly emotional and spiritually trying line of work, perhaps you're a massage therapist, or perhaps you are a counselor, or a social worker, or an executive assistant, or a manager, an owner, it really doesn't matter your position. It actually matters how you react to it. But if you find that in your professional life really sets you off emotionally, you're reaching for those candies, cookies, chips, and bread, fresh croissants, non-fibrous foods to protect yourself with, to care for yourself. The same way when you were a baby, when you're crying for whatever reason, maybe you just feel mad about life as a baby. Or perhaps your diaper's a little wet, your mother would typically give you something sweet to calm you down. So from the very beginning, we're really accustomed to taking in non-fibrous food to soothe ourselves. It's a form of self-soothing. The effect of that is in your gut health. So what the energy is saying is that one practical way for you to love yourself is to get in touch with your guts, the health of your guts, specifically by eating one fibrous meal a day. And I don't mean grains fibrous, I mean vegetables. Whichever ones you like. But don't cook it to the point where it's goo. It needs to, scrape the inside of your intestines and clear them out. Because the health of your guts, of your colon, of your intestines, of your stomach, the health of your digestive system affects how you digest your thoughts, your experiences, your emotions. It's very important that you notice that connection. Are you regular? Are you going every day, at least once, preferably twice a day? Are you going to the bathroom and eliminating yourself? If not, you have not just a sense of physical blockages in there, but it's also spiritual and emotional blockages. There's things cutting off your ability to digest your life. Your guts and your mind are deeply intertwined with each other. As always, I pick a card, an oracle card, to weigh in on the situation. Goddess Guidance Oracle card deck is what we're using this week. And the goddess that appeared, interestingly enough, is Nematona. So, beautiful, beautiful card. And it says, sacred space. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. Let me read the rest of this to you. Your sacred space is within you now. I could stop here. I feel like, I'm just gonna stop right here. There's a little bit more. Wait a minute. Let me read a little bit more for you. When you connect with sacred symbols, you help your inner sanctity find a home in the outer world. You also tap into the ancient wisdom and spiritual grace of the old ways. It's not a matter of how you connect, but that you do so frequently. But I really want to focus on this very first sentence, which is just brilliant. Your sacred space is within you now. What Nematona is communicating to us this week is that a way to love yourself is through practicing love for your body. Our topic is having the guts to love yourself. Your body is your temple. It's your sacred space. Are you treating it like it's a sacred space? Or are you just filling it up with trash? How would you feel if you went to church or to temple or to mosque and there was trash everywhere, or there's lots of dust all over everything? Okay, that's one feeling. Also, how would you feel if you went again to that sacred space, it's supposed to be sacred, and when you arrived, there were people sleeping underneath the pews who've been there for weeks and haven't showered. The altar wasn't clean. This is what your body is like. That feeling of, ew, that would be weird if you really felt into what I just said. That's what's going on in your colon if you're not getting enough fiber. It's absolutely essential for your digestive system to be clear if you are a sensitive person. We crowd our digestive system, our colon, our guts. We crowd them full of things to make it stop, to shut it off, shut up body, stop telling me things, you're full, be quiet, right? You're gagging the baby rather than calming her down to let her stop crying. No, you're just gonna gag her and say, peace, I'm gonna go about my work now. Practice this week, today, this day, loving your body, loving yourself by just one fibrous meal. What would that look like? Perhaps it's raw or very gently steamed broccoli you're including in there. 1 to 2 cups. Get the fiber, right? Perhaps it's eating a whole cucumber, or maybe some celery, raw, right? Raw celery, raw carrot, anything that when you bite into it, it crunches. Also, for those of you who are juicing, more power to you, rock on. That has no fiber. So, if you think, oh, well, I do my green juice, I'm fine. If you take all the pulp out, you're not getting fiber. You need to step that up just a little bit and leave the pulp in so that you can clear your guts. It's like clearing your mind. It actually does clear your mind. Your thinking is less foggy. Your emotions move faster through you rather than you having to have to mull over or even not even feel anything. You feel kind of numb. Try it out. Let me know what you think. Send me an email back, comment below. Tell me what comes up for you around this conversation, because this is interesting. This is a little bit different. If you're really here to help others, you need to help yourself first. If you're here to be a healing presence in this world, I'm right there with you, but you have got to demonstrate that you can heal yourself first. One practical way, take care of your guts. It takes guts to be a healer. It takes guts to love yourself. Mwah! See you next week. Bye.